Hello everyone, welcome to another Power Talk with Archana. Today I have a very special guest with me, Sonia Golani. Sonia is a part of my professional network and based in Mumbai, India. She is the Joint Secretary at the Federation of Indian Chambers and Commerce Industry. She's the author of the best-selling book Corporate Divas that delves deep into the minds of some of the India's luminaries and business magnates. And she talks about the women behind the power they store. She's the author of the book What After Money and Fame that talks about the life of business magnates. It's about a peep into their lives beyond the mountain of money and fame they rest on. Let's welcome Sonia on board. Hello, Sonia. How are you doing?
Hi, Archana. I'm good. Happy to be on your show, and thank you for the lovely introduction.
Absolutely, my pleasure. Thank you so much, Sonia. Thanks a lot for coming and speak to us out of your very busy schedule. Thanks a lot. Sonia, we all are very inquisitive to know. You have, interviewed the best of businessmen. You've interviewed Adi Godrej, Harish Salve, Javed Akhtar, Narayan Murthy, Dr. Naresh Trehan. It must have been a great learning. Must have been a feeling beyond. How has this learning really helped you carve a life full of contentment for yourself?
Indeed, as you say, that these are some of the stalwarts of our country, and it has been a fascinating journey, absolutely. And the book, What After Money and Fame, which you mentioned, is actually my fourth book. And to reach to this stage of writing What After Money and Fame, there are three more books I have written before this, which is Corporate Divas, which is my interaction with 18 women leaders of the country. And after that, I wrote My Life, My Rules, which is about unconventional careers and following your heart. That
Yeah.
also has 18 stories. And the third book I wrote, being based in Bombay, and it was the 100th year of the film industry. So I decided to write a book on Bollywood, which is called
Wow.
Decoding Bollywood. And I met 15 Bollywood directors for that book. And
Wow.
What After Money and Fame was, in a way, a culmination of all these success stories, where I wanted to delve deep into the subject of what lies beyond fame and money, what is a life well lived. And that is the reason that these are the people who were chosen for the book, where they have a certain perspective from where they are in their life right now, and they could
Yeah.
throw light on this. And it was truly an honor for me that Mr. Kumar Mangalam Birla wrote the foreword for this book.
Yeah. Yeah. So, what has been your learnings? We know you met so many influential people in your life. You interviewed them. You tried to understand how their mind space works. So, what did you learn from them? What has been the effect of this interaction with them?
The key learning, I would say, which possibly runs through all the stories and in the lives of all achievers, is primarily, which is very important in the current times also. I would say that besides the things which are which go which which sort of is taken for granted, that they have to be brilliant and they have to be good, they have to be talented at what they do. Above all, more than anything else, it is resilience. I think it is resilience which really differentiates one individual from the other. Resilience, adaptability, and fire in the belly. I think these are very, very key qualities that people go through so many challenges, ups and downs in life, and they dream high, they dream big, and they work for their dreams. So that, I
Yeah.
would say, is the common factor across all stories, and that was a big learning experience. And in terms of contentment, when you talk about, I think contentment is something which is you do something and you feel a moment of contentment through that, and then you
Yeah.
realize that your journey is begun again, and which was very beautifully put actually by Mr. Amitabh Bachchan. It was really an honor for me that my book was gifted to him, and he very nicely
Wow.
wrote a letter of appreciation, and that
Wow.
letter itself is a piece of beautiful writing, where he
Wow.
says that I would like to actually read out what he has written in that letter,
Please. Please.
because those are some absolutely fantastic and very deep meaning words. So,
Sure.
yeah, so I would just like to read a bit of it, where he says that it's human nature to desire more, no matter how much we accomplish, we are wired to create new objectives to pursue. So, and the next line which he says is again very, very relevant for the COVID times, where he says, yet the real world is the one within the walls of your home. Real is to the extent where you either help or harm people inside your home. So this is what, Mr. Amitabh Bachchan had to say about contentment and, to basically briefly answer the question, what after money and fame? Which we see that, how he till this, after all those accolades and achievements, he's still the person who's such a heartthrob of the nation. And I think something similar has been said by Mr. Javed Akhtar also, very beautifully in just 2 lines, where he has said in his book Tarkash, "Hamare शौक की ये इंतहा थी, कदम रखा की मंजिल रास्ता थी." So what it means is that once you reach your destination becomes your path, and you are looking for more to go on, to achieve more. So that's what exactly contentment is. And at the same time, I think it is necessary to sort of be content and do the best you can in the day that is given to you.
Amazing, amazing. I think, Sonia, you've really made our day sharing these valuable inputs from Amitabh Bachchan and Javed Akhtar Sahab. I think this is really amazing and very rightly stated by both of them. It's all about how you take life, and the moment you feel you've reached there, I think life is much more, has a lot of offerings in the plan, and there is much more ahead of you. So it's just about your state of mind. You feel you reach there, but there is a lot more coming your way, and that's where you find your contentment. Amazing, really amazing. Thanks a lot for sharing these valuable words with my audience. Great. And you know what? I mean, I feel, having Mr. Kumar Mangalam Birla himself to write the foreword for your book, I think this is absolutely exceptional.
And I had sent the manuscript across. And I think he really liked the subject, and that is why he agreed to write the foreword. So I would say that it was really my privilege and honor that from one of the tallest business persons and known for his integrity, that he was able to, he wrote the foreword to the book. Yeah.
Lovely, amazing, great. Tell me one thing, Sonia. I mean, according to you, what are the takeaways for the younger generation from the amazing books that you have written? I'm sure, see, for each one of us, for every generation, there is something that they really catch on when they read a book. It inspires them in every different way. But for the younger generation growing today, what do you think would be the best takeaways for them?
When you're a reader, I think you read across the various genres that you read and cross section of books, which may be you might enjoy reading novels, or you might enjoy reading classics, or you might enjoy reading business books, or you might enjoy reading about I think as much enjoyment you can get by reading about people's lives, because it really gives you a huge perspective. And a whole lot of it enhances and expands your vision. And particularly the way I have written my books, these are all conversations, and these are conversations with industry's stalwarts. And and I've also delved deep into the question why they've taken the decisions they have, what is the kind of upbringing they have had, which has made a career like the one they have ended up having. And I think there are those deep insights, because these are all in-depth conversations. So if you take the book Corporate Divas, so I think every leader ends up saying something which is so relevant for people who are on their path, achieving either their academic excellence or excellence in their career, or probably just in their life, day-to-day life. So when you read through the in-depth life of people, and also particularly from the angle that why they've taken the decisions they have, I think there's a lot of learning. Like, for instance, Vinita Bali, so she says that executing an idea well is the key, and this is where most people fall short. Execution makes all the difference. So there is a lifetime of wisdom which is there. Or if you take What After Money and Fame, there is Mr. Narayan Murthy, who says that he says it is good to have inexpensive habits in life, so that you are the master of your wealth and not a victim of your money. So what a beautiful thing it is to say. And more so, likewise, you go through each individual, and you understand where they're coming from. And what is most important is that they are from within our milieu, and they are from
Yeah.
within our, we work, we interact with them either through our jobs, or because they lead different businesses, you're almost every day seeing them on television or speaking. So you understand the people better, and you know that there are lots which you can apply to your own life through these learnings.
Yeah. Hey, this is absolutely amazing. I think the words that Mr. Narayan Murthy just mentioned, I think this is absolutely amazing. You need to stay very humble. You need to have that thing in you. It's your money should never guide you, should never, kind of abuse you. I think this is so amazing. This is, I mean, one thing that the younger generation really, really needs to understand. We all are striving hard to make a wealth for ourselves, but all said and done with, we need to have habits that we do not get addicted to. I think this was a message that I think everybody in the nation need to understand this, that this is something that can really take you ahead in life. Stay humble, stay very focused to what you really want to achieve. And the simplicity in life is what really make you the person you are. Amazing. Great. Tell me, Sonia, I mean, you have been with FICCI involved for so many years now. You've been involved in diverse roles. You've been talking about women empowerment and society at large as the Secretary General for FICCI Mumbai. Tell me, how has this entire process evolved, and it has touched your life?
Okay, so FICCI Ladies Organization, it's a women wing of Federation of Indian Chambers and Commerce.
Yeah.
And it is my privilege to be on the executive committee of FICCI Flow Bombay. It is a very beautiful organization which has its headquarters in Delhi and 17 chapters all over India.
Right.
The amazing part about it is that the membership is basically of women entrepreneurs, professionals, and corporate executives. And what you get through FICCI is an amazing peer group, a very accomplished women. And I'm so proud that in my executive committee, my current chairperson, Malu Natarajan, the senior vice chair, Lubaina Shapurwala, the vice chair, Tamina Khanwala, myself, then Neela Parikh, and Sangeeta Mal. I think they just are amazing women, and there is so much of learning to do within your peer group. And of course,
Right.
besides the executive committee, the entire membership of not only just FICCI Flow Bombay, but of the entire 17 chapters, if you see. So we focus a lot on three segments basically, which almost covers the entire women population of the country. At the topmost level, we try to see that there are more women in leadership positions and they're holding board positions. That is our constant endeavor. At the middle rung, we like to encourage women entrepreneurs to set up their own businesses, and we do series of workshops. I think in the whole month of August, we are doing a whole lot of workshops for entrepreneurs, which is the Bombay chapter. And other than that, we do a lot of hand-holding and provide them with whatever help they're seeking to grow their business. And at the bottom of the rung, we try to skill women and try to see that they are financially independent. That is a major thrust this year of FICCI Flow, which is sustainable livelihood, because we believe that if women are financially independent, they are able to have a place of equality in society, and they are able to have a voice. And it is very important that women get that equality and their voice, because if 50% of the country is left behind, the country cannot progress. So we have to take women along and see that there is an equitable representation, and there is and what they've been deprived of for so many years, whether in political arena or economic or social. I think that it's time that those anomalies have to get corrected now. So for me, if you ask me in short, I would put what flow means to me. It stands for fun and friendship. It stands for learning and laughter, and it stands for opportunities, a whole lot of opportunities to develop your network, to professionally develop yourself, and to give back in so many ways through your abilities and whatever you can do for society. So that's what is the kind of impact flow makes in my life. And I would recommend that most women must make an attempt to associate themselves with an organization, whether it is Flow or any other, because I think that sisterhood is hugely beneficial in developing yourself and in giving you that fulfillment and development in life.
Absolutely great. That's really amazing. We clearly see that Fiki Flow is one platform where women really come forward, and their personalities get enhanced. They get a platform to voice their views, and with their abilities and with what they are good at, they really help the other women, handhold them to come forward in life and make the best of their careers. I think this is something really amazing, and really thankful for an organization like this who is actually doing wholeheartedly across India. Kudos to all of you who are putting forth your ideas, your efforts, and coming together to make this happen for every other women across. Great, absolutely wonderful. So, Sonia, tell me one thing. I mean, while interviewing the corporate divas, I mean, when a woman speaks to a woman about the journeys they've had, there is so much of a that emotional connect out there, that intellectual connect between the two women, and there are a lot of stories that tend to unfold. So tell us one thing. I mean, while you were interviewing so many corporate divas, they've really achieved a lot in their lives. What is that one thing that you really found was common among all of them? What is it that made them really come up to the level they did? How has their journeys really affected you?
See, that was a phase of my life when I was also, I have a business which is into recruitment consulting. It was doing pretty well, and I was looking at all these women who are sitting at leadership positions in their companies, and it was absolutely admirable, because as a woman yourself, a young mother, and managing family responsibilities along with your career ambitions and intellectual stimulation that you need, you realize that it is a hugely challenging task. It's not easy. So that was a driver for me to go and meet with women who were heads of banks, who were heading manufacturing like Vinita Bali, or who were from family businesses and had the fire in their belly to not just sit back and just let their probably husbands manage the business, but they themselves wanted to take the reins in their hand and wanted to have the perspective of managing things themselves. So what is it that drives them? And I think each interaction just brings out amazing stories of how actually one thing which is very important for women who want to succeed in life is their ability to be able to gather support. One, of course, it is the fire in their belly and their brilliance. But other than that, it is very important that they must have that ability that they can rally people around them. They can gather support either from family, from their mothers, from their mother-in-laws, from their husbands. And once they have that set up in place, I think the whole you can really fulfill your potential, and you can achieve and I think to a certain extent adaptability is also important, that how you go on that path. And and because we know that it's like a pyramid, that a lot of women start at the bottom of the rung, the number is not less, but as the pyramid goes up, we have the women who fall out of who break from the journey, and they take to home and family and all. So how is it that you sustain yourself and continue to be in that and reach the top? And so I think there are a lot of lessons out there, and there are a lot of insights which you can get from their journeys, like what I said, that what Vinita Bali had quoted about work and execution. And then there is a family legacy which basically Tanya Dubash has to uphold, and where she says that it's important that one is looked upon by the world as an honorable person. The value system that we have learned is that one has to be honest, have integrity and humility, and be the best one can. So, so in this book, basically, there are 9 women who are from family business background, and there are 9 women who are from professional background who have risen to the top. And it is their insights that each one has something beautiful to offer and say about their journey, which again is very much applicable to anyone else who's wanting to pursue their own dreams.
Very right. I think one thing that really strikes here is it's important to gather the support of your loved ones and your family. That really forms the edifice of what you really want to achieve your life. Once you gather that support, your abilities, your excellence, they just shine out. They just bring out the best in you because you have your support, your husband's, your family's support right backing you, and that really can add colors to whatever you plunge into. I think that is something really important, and also keeping holding your integrity as the foremost trait. I think that is something really important as women or as individuals that need to be really kept high up there, so that you know what you're heading for, how you're going to take the leap forward. That's really amazing. Sonia, you have really contributed a lot. While this conversation is on, I would want to ask you one very important part. As the world is going through a major change right now, we are, it's in a stage of a transition where we don't see where is it leading us to. The pandemic has really been across with the economic mayhem we are going through. We do not know how deep this dent is. According to you, as we set this reset button, what is your power message to people? That one source of information, that one jolt of energy you would like to give to the nation across. How is it that they can really survive this and make the best of this time, grow, and really keep shining, not let the sun, die out on them?
Yeah. So, these are really unprecedented times. It's a black swan event, as we all know. And if anyone ever had any confusion about what the VUCA world is, which is volatile, uncertain, complex, and A is for ambiguous. So if anybody ever had any doubt what VUCA world is, this is it. We are experiencing it. We are living it right now. So and this is such a time that where nobody has any answers to anything, and you really don't know what's in store tomorrow. And there are a whole lot of things which are in a reset mode right now. And in such a situation, I think the best any individual can do, I suppose the key factor here is going to be basically stay positive and you will test negative. So I think that will be very, very important, that you have to stay optimistic. And you have to, another very key factor which this whole pandemic has brought forth is that how much important kindness is. And kindness here is be kind to yourself, be kind to people around you, be kind to the environment. And I think that's a big lesson, big learning that we have from this entire episode that has taken place. And that is the way forward. And that's how we have to have a equitable world. And as you know, that in the roundtable which happened, I think in 2019, where about 180 CEOs, all of them were unanimous in their approach when they signed and said that the companies do not have liability only for the bottom line, for the shareholders. It is for all stakeholders that companies need to be responsible for, the customers, for the logistics. And so it's, I think that overall holistic perspective that we need to develop, and sustainability is going to be the key thing. And on a personal level, I would like to quote from Ralph, the famous poet of the 19th century, where I think it's been put so beautifully that what the present moment means. What we have is a present, and we can have dreams. Dreams are important because they give you, that energy and passion. But we must not lose the perspective that there is no past, there is no future. It is the present that we have as, the wealth with ourselves. So what he has beautifully said is that, write it on your heart that every day is the best day in the year. He is rich who owns the day. And no one owns the day who allows it to be invaded with fret and anxiety. Finish every day and be done with it. You have done what you could. Some blunders and absurdities no doubt crept in. Forget them as soon as you can. Tomorrow is a new day. Begin it well and serenely, with too high a spirit to be cumbered with your old nonsense. This new day is too dear, with its hopes and invitations, to waste a moment on the yesterdays. So I think that's the crux of it, that there is huge power in the now, and that's where we have to live our life.
Amazing. I think that's a wonderful message out there, audience. It's all about now. This is what it is. You need to make the most of what you have right now. Collaborate with people, network with people. This pandemic has been a great leveler. Everybody across the globe is facing it, but with positivity, with the hope that this is definitely not the end of the world, not the end of the tunnel. It's all about how you treat it. It's all about your mindset. Be positive, stay positive, and make the most of it. It's all about the people you are surrounded by, it's all about them. It's all about you. So you have to make it a very holistic approach within yourself, within your efforts, and empower yourself, stay empowered, and help people to come up to a level where they feel comfortable, where they feel happy. It's all about raising yourself and helping others to come to a level where they're also happy. So it's all about a good collaboration, a healthy networking. Amazing, Sonia. It's been really a great experience talking to you. Absolutely a pleasure. Thanks a lot for sharing the wonderful messages that, Mr. Amitabh Bachchan, Mr. Javed Akhtar, Mr. Narayan Murthy. I think this has really been an amazing conversation. Thank you so much for inspiring my audience. I think we really need to know from the words of these stalwarts in the industry how they've come up in life. What is it that has helped them stood the face, the test of the time? I think this is really amazing. We all need to stay positive, and this will really help me. Thank you so much, Sonia. Any last few words from your side, as we would like to wind up this wonderful conversation with you?
Yeah. So stay resilient. Just be strong, stay resilient, and we will come to the other side of the pandemic happy and healthy.
Absolutely. Thank you so much, Sonia. More power to you. You are doing a wonderful job being a part of FICCI Flow. I think you are really helping women feel empowered and bringing them together to a platform where they can really have an identity of themselves. Thanks a lot for being a part of my show. I really appreciate all the efforts you are putting in to bring your team come together and many women across the globe. Thanks a lot. More power to you.
Thank you so much, Archana. It's been really a pleasure being on your show, and more power to you as well. You're doing a great job, and I hope to catch on more shows which you are going to do with amazing people in the days to come.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so
yeah.
much. Thanks a lot. That was Sonia Gulani for you. What an amazingly enterprising woman herself. Warmth, intelligence, and a very futuristic approach towards life is what she brings to the table. She has left us with a very wonderful message to live in the moment. And that is what life is all about. It's about now. It's all about making the most of what is happening with you right now so that you can work towards a future of your dreams. Cribbing and mourning of what happened in the past is no good. Simply live in the present. She seems to be a resource bank of experiences of the stalwarts in the industry that made them who they are today because of the fame and money that adorn their lives. Catch hold of her books and enrich your lives. I wish you all the very best and stay tuned for more.